Hi, everybody. It's Miss Mary with the Maitland Public Library, and I am back to do another video on study skills. So last week we talked about time and time management, and this week we're going to talk about something else, something I know that you all know how to do, but maybe something that you could learn to do better. So this week we are going to talk about reading. So reading is a huge part of going to school, right? Whether you are just learning how to read or you've been reading for a long, long time. Reading is something that you're going to be doing a lot of as a student. So let's assume for the point of this video that you already know how to read, but we're going to learn how to read even better. And every subject in school, except lunch and recess, requires reading, even math. So let's learn about how you can read a little more critically, maybe, and get that information to really stick in your brain. So studies have shown that rereading information makes it stick in your brain better. So what that means is you read it once, and then maybe a little bit later in the day, you go back and you read it again. And that's a really good habit to get into because sometimes you find things on the second time around that you missed the first time. Or after you've read it the first time, you can kind of let it soak into your brain and think about it. And if you come up with any questions or things that you didn't understand, you can go back and read it again and see if you can find the answers or see if there's something that you need to maybe ask your teacher about, kind of help explain a little bit better. Another good thing to do when you're reading is to take notes. So jot down things when you're reading, like questions about the information, any words that you might read that you don't know what they mean, or things that you want to ask your teacher about. And another thing that I love to do when I am reading is to use sticky notes. So this is just a pad of regular old sticky notes, the plain yellow ones, and then there's some that are like these little flags here. And I use these when I'm reading to mark off pages that like, oh, this is information I need to go back to, or there was a thing on this page I didn't really understand. And that way I can take notes on these, stick them on the pages, and not damage the book. So in your kit, you should have gotten a pad of sticky notes. Feel free to use those however you see fit. And on the subject of notes, next week we will learn how to take better notes. So make sure you stick around for next week's video where we learn how to take notes. The number one thing with reading too is not to procrastinate. Now, procrastinate is just a really big word meaning put it off. So don't put your reading off till the last minute. Remember last week when we talked about time management and how you need to plan ahead for your assignments? Make sure that you include reading in that. If you know that it's going to take you 20 minutes to do the reading for your English homework or to read that book that you're having to read for class, make sure you put that into your plan for the week so that you can schedule that time out and give yourself plenty of time to read so you're not rushing through it. Give yourself time to read the information, to read it again, and to really soak in that information so it sticks in your brain. And lastly, don't read in bed. I love to read in bed because sometimes like in order to fall asleep, I want to read in bed so that it makes me feel sleepy. But if you're reading for school, you probably shouldn't read in bed. Remember how last week we talked about having a space where you can go to do your homework? That would be a great place to go and do your reading homework as well. So thank you so much for watching. And next week, we are going to talk about taking notes. So we will learn all about what it means to take notes and how to take notes. So I hope that you're all having a great school year so far. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.